Hello, this is Jelly Tactics, and I'm back with some more Star Rail. It's been a while since I've made another video due to the fact that I had some IRL issues going on. As you can tell, there's a new thing. Hopefully the audio might have been fixed a little better, or at least a little more you can hear things. I'm still adjusting it, so this video still might be somewhat low, but hopefully not too low. I got Saber, and I've been messing around with their team building and everything. Sadly I couldn't get it recorded because it was just a random single pull, but I finally got her. So I think I'm ready to continue playing. And hopefully, I'm hoping that the volume should be fine.
Excuse me. Could you please put their meals on my tab as well? Also, make sure we have a quiet dining experience. No interruptions from the other guests. I'll leave an extra tip for that. Thanks.
All right, you can rest easy. No one's gonna bother you while you're eating.
Miss Servant, over there? Could you turn down the murderous look? If your hand's always on your sword, I'll have to step in to protect Miss Robin.
This is, I forgot they don't have English. Wasn't there a new setting where I can adjust that? Or is that not out yet? I'll have to check after this. This is the Holy Grail War. Please forgive me, but I'll stay on guard until I'm sure you don't mean any harm to my master. Relax, we're friends.
Sorry to interrupt, dear guest, but if you're gonna fight, maybe you should eat first. Your Harlovian wing burgers are ready.
So, let's eat first?
Agreed.
You two ordered all of this?
Forgot what she ordered. I think it was like 100 burgers, wasn't it?
It seems they've all calmed down after eating. The dinner table really is the best place for diplomacy. No problem at all. I love seeing people smile after they're full. But your servant's appetite is truly impressive.
Miss Saber, I don't remember anyone like you in the history of Penacony.
That's because I don't come from Penaconian history. In fact, I don't come from the history of our world at all.
I don't quite understand what you mean.
I am the King of Knights who once ruled the Kingdom of Britain. In another world, I don't exist in Penaconian history, and thus I shouldn't have been summoned to this Holy Grail War. But in reality, there is at least one other heroic spirit in this war who also comes from another world.
Forgive me for asking such a naive question, but what exactly are you heroic spirits? Are you truly the souls of historical figures who have passed?
I just realized something. Can I change? No. I gotta download. No, okay, well. Because I was gonna say, it just throws me off because there's no voice acting for some of these characters still. Let's put it like this. Heroic spirits are those who have been remembered by history. When summoned by the Holy Grail, they materialize in the form of bodies made of magical energy and use special abilities. Noble phantasms, which are based on their famous deeds in life.
Magical energy, noble phantasms. Do these things really exist?
How should I explain this? This is a world where mystics are extremely rare. The magecraft I know likely can't function as usual. So many things in the Holy Grail War are different from in the past. Body is no longer composed of magical energy, but of other fundamental elements. But you, Miss Note, being a caster, you should have a better idea than I do of what has happened.
In life, I wasn't anyone special, so I'm quite surprised to have been summoned as a heroic spirit. I don't have the sense of security that Miss Saber has. nor have I even retained my true name. I honestly don't know what a servant as weak as I am can do for my master.
Miss Note.
Even so, the fact that you're summoned by the Holy Grail means that you must have left behind your own story and history, and in the Holy Grail War, the strength of a heroic spear is not an absolute condition for victory.
Well said. My brother once told me that Penacony is a land of empty legends and no true heroes. To him, the historical figures of Penacony, the legendary heroes, are all just half-truths. Images created by later generations, like products in a store window. Even their dreams turn into reality TV prizes. But at this moment, whether it's the otherworldly Miss Saber or the historical Miss Note, I'm certain you both are more real than that. And not just some commercialized product.
Master, thank you for your comforting words. But in my current state, with my true name sealed, and not to mention being an enemy of that saber, I fear it would be difficult to protect you in front of other opponents, let alone help you achieve your dreams.
I'm the last remaining head of the Oak family, a Chord Master of Harmony. I'm not as fragile as you think. And as of now, I no longer have a wish to entrust to the Holy Grail.
Master, what exactly are you saying? If you no longer have a wish to entrust to the Holy Grail, why did you accept the command spell, step into the summoning circle, and call me here?
I joined this game held by old Odie with mixed feelings. Because at first, I did have a vague idea in mind. My brother once summoned a higher power to intervene here for his own wishes, hoping to turn Penacony into a utopia in dormancy. He failed, and now must walk the road of atonement. But the impact of his actions still lingers in the hearts of the people of Penacony. I wanted to use the Holy Grail to erase and heal those scars, to make up for my brother's mistakes. But now I realize I was wrong. Summoning Miss Note to the present world showed me that the Holy Grail does possess some sort of power. And entrusting my vague, unclear wish to an unknown entity would lead us down a very dangerous path. Regardless of my intentions, my wish is still selfish. It's no different from my brother's wish. I'm sorry, Miss Note. But the moment I summoned you, I realized my true feelings. The people of Penacony are not so weak that they need Enna's dream to save them. I shouldn't ask the Holy Grail for anything. What concerns me more is... what exactly does old Odie want to use the Holy Grail for?
This Holy Grail War is indeed suspicious. You may not know, but in my world, the Holy Grail War was originally a ritual for mages, one that needed to preserve its mysticism in order to obtain the power to create miracles. But this old Odie, the host, is openly displaying the ritual to the public. This should have tainted it, making it impossible to carry out. I've experienced many Holy Grail Wars and seen many different ritual forms, but this one is unlike anything before. In my view, it's best to proceed with caution, Master. What do you think? Let's unite everyone.
That's right. Exact.
From what I know of old Odie, he won't stop this game no matter what.
So I want to form an alliance with as many participants as possible. Until we clearly understand the true nature of this Holy Grail War and the power of the Grail, we shouldn't make any wishes too hastily.
You're a worthy successor of the Oak family, Master. But I think your plan for alliances is a bit idealistic. Each participant and their servant have their own desires, and until the final winner is decided, No one can guarantee that your trusted friend and his saber won't turn their blades on us.
That's a bit harsh.
But, for now, I'll follow your lead. However, if the situation changes when trying to form alliances with other servants, I'll make my own decisions.
Boothill just sent me a really long text message.
Main character voice acting? Alright, let's go. I don't have to say his lines.
I got one too. Was it a map?
I accidentally clicked the button. Oh god. Okay, well, I guess I gotta read this. This is... Oh my god, this is so long to read. To my dearest masters, greetings to you all. I am Boothill, the Galaxy Ranger. As the evening breeze of Asdania carries with the tender whispers of approaching summer, humbly pray that your noble selves remain in radiant health. Okay, well, I think Argenti got a hold of his phone. Untouched by the vexations of the seasonal alignments, so as not to miss the splendor of this midsummer's enchanting beauty. Yeah, Argenti got a hold of his phone. I'm not even gonna read this whole thing. Alright.
Is this a text from Mr. Boothill?
No.
Putting the content aside, Boothill isn't exactly good at typing, let alone this kind of formal letter format.
Looks like the mutual slaughter has already begun. No, it's just Boothill and his best friend Argenti.
See? Peace is just the interlude in a war. That Boothill. He's probably already been taken down.
No, he's a seasoned warrior. There's no way he's out this early. But someone must have gotten their hands on his phone and is using his identity to lure us to Clock Studios theme park.
The invitation is written so earnestly, I guess we'll have to graciously accept.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. If we rush over now, there's still a chance to save Mr. Boothill. What do you all think?
Boothill will be fine.
I believe he'll make it out safely too. Either way, this is a good opportunity to ally with him and stop the fighting.
The enemy has set up a trap. If we pull back now, we avoid the risk, but losing 2 allies would put us at an even greater disadvantage in later attacks.
Let's head out.
Hey, it's Boothill.
Aren't we supposed to meet up here? Where did they go? Something's off. Maybe someone got the jump on him, took him and his servant out before we got here.
With all due respect, if that hypothetical enemy could easily defeat your friend's saber, then none of us here would be walking away alive.
Or maybe our old friend is concerned about an IPC employee showing up. So they're lurking in the shadows to assess us.
Oh, were your enemies once?
All past enemies can still become present-day allies. Am I right, cowboy?
Even with the IPC, he should at least trust me after we went through so much together. Hey, come on out. Let's chat about joining forces as a team. You ain't gonna get hurt.
Oh, they aren't coming. I went through a lot of possibilities in my head before we got here. But I never expected to face the most ridiculous of them all.
A shirt bag pulled off a scam on a Galaxy Ranger. Listen up, fork and shirt bags. Ain't no matter who you are and what you want to do. I've got you surrounded. Pop out now. Don't say I didn't warn you when you stub your toe on the way to the underworld.
Did you hear that? Oh, he's gonna kill us if we don't give ourselves up. Oh, he's every inch a serious criminal with a huge bounty on his head. I'm positively shaking in my boots with how he talks. Huh? Wait, isn't that Isn't that Mr. Aventurine of the 10 Stonehearts? Why is a criminal wanted by the IPC walking around with an IPC executive, Sir, if that blasted cowboy's got you kidnapped at gunpoint, just give me a blink. Or maybe you two are actually friends? An IPC executive secretly in cahoots with a cosmic fugitive. Assassin, you've got to grab this awesome scene on film.
Oh, your servant is Mr. Rekka. No. Wait, now that I'm looking at him, there's something off.
Hey, you know him? The guy in the IPC uniform next to Rekka?
There are more IPC employees who know my face than there are grains of sand in Sigonia's desert. You think I can remember them all?
Oh, wretched brat. You think I'm scared of you just because you're a Stoneheart? The Strategic Investment Department's reach may be long, but it will never reach my neck of the woods. After I win the Holy Grail, I will make everyone do as I say. I'll make you all kneel before me and beg for mercy, then have you bark like dogs, oink like pigs. No, croak like frogs.
All right, that's a little much, Scott. What a waste, using the Holy Grail to make people do animal noises.
So old Odie even sent invitations to your department? But I thought you folks barely stationed anyone at Penacony. Unless your name is...
Huh? Oh, have you actually heard of me?
Never mind. There's no way I'd ever remember the name of some nobody.
Dang.
Ha! You high and mighty executives have never treated us basic workers as people. You would send me to a primitive post like the Cienjo with one word and switch me over to Penacony with the next. I thought Penacony might be a juicy gig, but all I've done every day is talk business to a bunch of papashi. It's making my neck crank even worse. But hey, all of that'll soon be a thing of the past. Aventurine? Ha! I'll replace you and become the new Stoneheart of that name. Assassin, use your noble phantasm to bring me victory!
Huh? Do I finally get to see this shrimp servant in action? Archer, get ready for a fight.
What's with the happy smile? Obviously he has a happy smile. It's Boot Hill.
The filming has begun, actors. Take your positions. Let the camera roll. Let the film spin. And let us return to the silent horror picture show. Ready? Action!
Wait, this isn't spirit form. He just vanished right before our eyes. Servant's presence can smell more disturbing than I imagined. Wait. Where's your voice? Oh no. I have to read every line? Where's my voice? Forking hell, son of a fork. It's no use. I've tried analyzing the bounded field. It doesn't just mute sounds. Something far more dangerous is closing in. If there's no sound, then how do you know what I just said? Look, there are subtitles here. Oh no, we broke the fourth wall. No. His face.
I've always wanted to see you people like this. A bunch of idiots subjected to my every whim.
That's not fair. Why do you even get to have a voice?
And why have you been reduced to this, may you ask? Because now I am the protagonist. You extras will never be treated in the same way as me. I can't wait to hear what kind of petrified screams you'd be making in this horror show. Oh, wait. Oops, I forgot. No one can hear their own screams in Assassin's noble phantasm.
A moment later, the cowboy's friends arrived equally clueless. Oh no. It's unusually quiet. No sign of Mr. Boothill or the enemy who lured us here. Shouldn't have said that. I'll protect everyone to the best of my ability. Please do not stray far from me. But with the enemy in the shadows and us in the open, even the greatest caution can't guarantee our safety. In a wide open area like this, if the enemy sends Archer to attack from range, we'll lose the initiative and be a serious disadvantage. From what I know of old Odie, he's the type to hire the lowest scum as his pawn, summoning the most wicked servant to eliminate anything in his way. Was this a way where they didn't have to pay the voice actors as much, so they just made it easier on them by just taking a whole area of the game and just said, nah, there's a reason why no one can talk. Haven't you noticed, since earlier our voices vanish when we speak? Robin clears throat. That's true. It could be the enemy's so-called noble phantasm. More importantly, everyone, I have a question. In this world's history, is it possible for a non-primate to become a heroic spirit? Say a billboard or maybe a TV? If it was a Teletron, that's at least plausible, but a billboard? A TV? What's with that thing up ahead then? A TV appears out of nowhere, turns its polished rear to the crowd. Creak, creak, creak. It's obviously a trap. Let's stay back and observe. This is a decoy. The real enemy is probably lurking nearby, waiting for us to take the bait. We should steer clear of this. We should, but come on. I can't attack it. Dang it. A frigid force drags you violently back where you started, then a voice you know all too well murmurs by your ear.
You want to leave after entering Boss Scott's turf? In your dreams!
Why does this sound like a dog barking? Scott, the IPC specialist who does these bionic voice impressions. Unbelievable. Scott's really made a name for himself, even the acclaimed Robin knows who he is now. Alright, I'm the one who told her. I gotta share a few wild travel stories with his friends every now and then. The brief silence that lingers between you was enough to convey every ounce of fury and exasperation from this old acquaintance. See? Always so hasty. The battered TV wobbles, buzzing with stag noise, but alas, this is a silent film. You can't hear a single thing. Crackle of snowflakes. You're on TV, bro. Seriously, it's not the time for this. Watch out for his servant. That guy turned the whole place into...
Supporting characters with no voice dubbing shouldn't waste the audience's time with your lines. Ready? Action!
Midnight Chain Rhapsody. Am I fighting? Director's Cut OST. You'll all wake in a sealed chamber, TV static crackle, singing death's lullaby. Separated from your servants, you run to another pair of familiar enemies. As for your cowboy and the songster's companions, vanish without a trace. Why are you here? Scott sent a scam text to Mr. Boothill in your name, and you know how that went. This punk doesn't even bother switching up tricks. Get the third-rate nobody. What I really want to know is, where do you send our servants? Splitting up in a horror movie? That's a death flag. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. That Mazda room sure is an eyesore. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to fight here in a sec, so let's just...
A day of peaceful. Feeling lucky.
Show begin.
Just in case. Nameless corpse lies before you. You don't ask why it's still twitching. More importantly, you find no clues on it, but got a little hint for all you know. You are employees of the International Peace Corporation. To reward your outstanding performance this year, the IPC has organized a special vacation at a hotel. But when you arrive, the hotel is completely empty. As midnight strikes, its true nature is revealed. This place. Sorry, the 5th room. Hey, can you hear me? Bunch of troublesome fools. Can't believe that even you fell for it, Archer. Just so we're clear, I was against this from the start, but those 2 blockheads insisted on investigating. Now it's 3 blockheads, masters of an otherworldly holy grail war, and not a hint of caution among them. That's how I end up in the frown lines. Should I say front lines? I don't. Isn't it a little late for you to say all that? Listen carefully. This place. Holy Grail War is strange indeed. It's not my fault I failed as a servant. I should get my master away from this trap. Right on cue. Master, I saw your subtitles. I'll find a way to get you out. Hold on, if I were the enemy, I'd disguise myself as master and wait behind the door at the perfect ambush. Archer, listen to my voice. It's obviously me, right? Sorry, this is a silent film. All I see are lines of subtitles under the door with the name Adventurine slapped on it. If you want to prove you're really my master, you'll have to spill 10 humiliating secrets that only my real master would know. You really don't know who I am. Will this ever end? This is a horror film, people. Background characters start acting scared. This was once an IPC prison, where criminals were banished and deadly traps assured none escape. Now the inmates have passed, leaving only bloodthirsty, vengeful spirits. I've wanted to ask this since your first line. Why is the target the IPC workers? Back when this was still a prison, IPC scoundrels turned into a living hell. What do audiences love most? Watching those criminals suffer. Saw off someone's leg and the door unlocks automatically. If nothing happens after a system hour, really we're doing a saw? Boom, the room explodes. You and the guests will also go up in flames. I know this one. Room you can't leave unless you do a particular thing is one of the classic tropes in Penacony's vintage horror flicks. You watch rather wild films by Zippy or Zipe. I did not expect someone your age to know that much about Penacony's early dream bubble cinema. You have a bright future ahead. That's right, I was the one who gave the world my genius vision with my first film in Penacony's early days. I just realized director's cut, this is just, it's not an OST, it's Rekka. Rekka's talking. So this noble phantasm is based on that. This guy's really getting carried away and started babbling. Nice work. No wonder the scene feels so awkwardly shoved in. Now it all makes sense. Randomly cobbling together old school horror tropes. Yeah, not exactly groundbreaking. Take that sawing off one's leg bit. Originally the protagonist was restrained by shackles. Had no choice but to cut their own leg off, but here it's just a lazy copy and paste. Kid, I take back every compliment I said about you. Your screams will be played on loop in the most conspicuous spot at the Grady films. Revealing your true name on purpose, let me guess, just part of your dramatic flair, huh?
You fool! How did you let your true name slip like that? Isn't that supposed to be a heroic spirit's greatest weakness? Assassin!
Grady. Don't panic, producer. I'm not some lazy hero or anything. Like, just ask them, what does Grady even mean in Penacony? And Himo films. Expected soon you'll see who Penacony's greatest director is. For now, I'll slip behind the scenes. So what will it be? Self-sacrifice, or will you turn your blades at each other right before my eyes? Take what little time you have left to talk it over. But keep stalling and we'll tick-tock boom. Why don't we just cut this guy's leg off? Oh, you finally met a kindred spirit and I don't get any fan benefits? Master, you heard him. Pick a leg, left or right. Honestly, if I could get a bonus, I'd rather go for the arm with the command spells. For my servant, remember, at least consider cutting off Jelly Tactics' leg instead. Wait, old pal, don't give me that look. I was just kidding. Everyone, don't dance to his tune. Don't pull us along. The more chaos he sows, the calmer we have to be. Still not turning on each other yet. Room's about to blow. What class are you, bomber? I vote for my flamboyant master. I know to egg things on. You already figured out the real answer, didn't you? Sealed room, bomb valgo. Sounds dramatic, but rationally speaking, as a servant, wouldn't it be easier to just cut the door down? Please take 2 steps back. The lock splits and the door creaks open. Stay close to me. I don't know what assassin plans to do next, but still dangerous. Using brute force in a horror film. Rogue spirits from another world clearly have no sense of art. A blonde beauty like you shouldn't be screaming for help and waiting for the hero to save the day. Skulking assassin, once I reach you, scream all you want. Call for anyone to save you. But you better reach me first. Thanks to recklessness, the hotel's chainsaw spirit has been awakened by the noise.
Trying to run? Did I, the protagonist, ever give you permission to run?
What are you, a piece of gum stuck to my shoe?
As the star of this film, I'll be the one to personally tear you all apart limb by limb. You see these chainsaws in my hand? With assassin's power, these 2 poison saws can cut 3 times the blink of an eye. That's 6 cuts in one go. With my concealed sword chainsaw reversal, you won't escape me even if you turn into a swallow!
Well, that was quick. That was way too quick. Just one ultimate real quick. This kind of evil spirit gets beaten to a pulp by its victims. Forget it. Producer, take 5. We'll be needing you again later. The voice screamed, wait. So this is the power of a rogue spirit from another world. Figures. Penacony is just a backwater speck with 10 ember arrows. No real legend or history. Of course we pale in comparison to true heroes. That's also why you're going to lose. I'll take each of you runaways one by one and turn you into an obedient extra for my film. Pray tell, does anyone look like they're running from you? Don't get ahead of yourselves. Act 2 is just about to begin. After a brief pause, you exchange the information you've gathered with one another. Bill, Robin, and Miss Note are still missing. Scott's servant could strike again at any time. So they're giving us time to breathe, huh? Guess they're pretty confident about their trump card. Archer's Master, you seem very familiar with films. What do you know about this Grady? I've only heard the name before. This guy was some terrible director back in Penacony's early days. He cranked out a ton of cheap horror silent films and was a master of an interesting commercial gimmicks. But people in Penacony forgot about his name ages ago. I only found the film he used to trap us through sheer luck. Picked it up at an interstellar junk market. So we're dealing with a total nobody. That's not good. What makes you say that? Rogue spirits that left marks in history, our legends usually hint our greatest weakness. Like that one warrior who bathed in the river of the underworld and became invincible except for his heel. Not Achilles. I was hoping you'd know something about the person's past, but turns out he's just some washed up no-name that even you folks haven't heard of. Fits right with Mr. Scott, doesn't it? A pair of nobodies with shady tricks to their sleeves. Still, I've got this feeling, even if they've got the upper hand now, there's no real way to finish us. Tricksters never pack much of a punch anyway. Right, he was a film director in life. That means he's not going to suddenly become a powerhouse after turning into a rogue spirit. His noble phantasm proves it. He built it off of one of his old horror flicks, basically a reality marble. Though it's a rare ability, it feels more like a trap, one that only ensnares its victims. If the trap can't hurt the prey, then it's the hunter who will be in trouble. He's got 3 servants in his stomach, while the strongest fortress always fall from the inside. You really do have a mind of a leader, always so sharp on reading the situation. Better pull my weight too. He might have an obvious weak spot, but we can find the assassin's true body. Let my arrows give him a proper haircut. The reality marvel of this would no longer exist. Sounds like everyone's got their sights set. Jelly, I know I've butted heads with you with the Jelly Taggers. I know I've butted heads with the express crew before, but that was just difference in our perspective. So for this time, I've got no interest in the Holy Grail. My boss is more concerned about what old Odie has in his sleeves. If you're willing, maybe we can actually work together this time. Deal. See that? Looks like little Miss Robin's alliance is starting to come together. This army has a goal, and now it's time to move. Saw the exit on the way in. Let's head that way while we still can.
A day of
Feeling lucky.
Just a looping one. I remember this was the one that kept looping, right? When one of the areas. What is that? Is it still looping? It is. An endless corridor layout completely different from before. What an annoying bounded field. If we can't bring this space to calm, we might never find a way out. That's a lot of reading. For everyone who likes reading, you can go ahead and read all this if you want. That was... What time is it? Okay. Sorry to say, I don't have much time as I usually would like. So my videos are probably going to be shorter, but I should be able to pull them out more. Sorry, I have to go because I got family stuff going on. But I hope everyone thoroughly enjoyed my video. I will keep continuing this. I just don't like the fact that I gotta actually probably voice basically everything. But this was Jelly Tactics. Hope you enjoyed watching for this segment. I will try to upload another video at least within a few days, or at least a day or two. Hopefully I might try to just bunch a few together, but I'll try to get back to this a little later. Hope everyone enjoyed watching, and good night.